There's a hidden power in your sexual fluids, a power that has been known and utilized for thousands of years in ancient yogic and tantric traditions. You see, in these ancient wisdoms, the human body is not just seen as a vessel of flesh and blood, but as a sacred vessel of immense spiritual energy. At the heart of this energy is Kundalini, a primal force that is said to be coiled at the base of the spine like a serpent. Now, in modern times, we tend to think of sex and sexual fluids primarily in a biological or even a dirty way. We might associate them with pleasure, with reproduction, or, unfortunately, with shame or guilt. But in these ancient traditions, sexual fluids are viewed as the very essence of life force itself. When this potent energy is awakened, it is said to rise up through the body, traveling through the chakras, or energy centers, and can lead to extraordinary states of consciousness. But here's the surprising part. The awakening of Kundalini is said to be fueled by none other than sexual fluids, the semen, ovular fluids, and subtle essences within our bodies. You might be thinking, how does this make sense? How can something so primal and instinctual as sex and sexual fluids be part of a spiritual awakening? Well, let me explain. In Sanskrit, the language of ancient India, sexual fluids in men are referred to as bindu, and in women, they are called rajas. Now, these terms go beyond the fluids themselves and encompass a deeper energetic essence. In other words, sexual fluids are seen as the physical manifestation of a more subtle energy called ojas. Ojas is a Sanskrit term that is difficult to translate directly, but it encompasses the subtle essence that supports vitality, physical and mental health, intelligence, and spiritual energy. Think of it as the life force, or qi in Chinese medicine, but specifically related to sexual energy. This ojas is what is transformed and transmuted in advanced yogic practices. It's not about suppressing or denying sexual energy, but rather redirecting and refining it. Through specific breathwork practices, energy locks called bandhas, and deep meditative focus. This energy is drawn upward from the base of the spine through the chakras and converted into a higher frequency of consciousness. This process is called nectarization or amritham, and it is said to occur when sexual energy is purified and refined to its highest potential. So you might be wondering what happens to this energy once it's been transformed. What is the result of this inner alchemy? Well, this refined energy, sometimes referred to as inner nectar or amrit, then travels upward through the central channel called sushumna. It is said to feed the brain and heart with illumination, leading to heightened states of awareness and expanded consciousness. In men, this often involves a practice called retaining semen, or vira, which is not about suppressing sexual desire or achieving continence, but rather conserving and transforming sexual energy through focused breathing exercises and visualization. Women, too, can harness this energy by working with their monthly cycles and the ovulation process. Practices like yoni mudra help redirect the energy of the female reproductive system inward. So we can see that sexual energy, when properly understood and worked with, is not something to be ashamed of or feared, but a powerful tool for spiritual growth and transformation. But why is this understanding so important? Why should we care about the connection between sexual fluids and spiritual awakening? Because, my friends, it is time to reclaim this sacred knowledge and integrate it into our modern understanding of sexuality and spirituality. We live in a world where there is often a lot of shame and misinformation surrounding sex. Many of us have been taught to view sexual fluids as dirty or sinful, or on the other extreme, purely as a means of physical gratification. But the truth is, as many spiritual masters have realized, sexual energy is a divine energy. It is creative, transformative, and can be a powerful catalyst for spiritual growth. By understanding and working with our sexual fluids in a conscious and intentional way, We can tap into this vast reservoir of energy and use it to fuel our spiritual practices, enhance our creativity, and transform our lives. So I encourage you to approach your sexuality with curiosity, respect, and an open mind. Don't be afraid to explore your sexual fluids and their connection to your spiritual energy. You might be surprised at the incredible power and potential that lies within.